What's up, guys? It's Dan from Coin Bureau Trading, back at it again with another crypto market update. Today we've got Ethena, Goatseus Maximus, and HARRYPOTTEROBAMASONIC10INU. These three cryptos have been pumping the most over the last 24 hours, and I'm sure you all want to know how high are they going to go? Are they going to crash? You know, why are they pumping? All this type of stuff. If this is the kind of content that you enjoy, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ping that notification bell. We're going to be doing reviews of the top three cryptos that have been pumping over the last 24 hours from Monday through Thursday, and trying to get these videos out as quickly as we can. So if you do appreciate that, then you know, by all means, be sure to follow along. And do keep in mind, guys, though, that nothing in this video is financial advice. It's just my personal crypto trading strategy. What you see in the charts might be different, and if it is, honestly, as I say, guys, the more difference of opinion we have, the better traders, the better investors we're all going to become. So with all that being said, guys, let's get straight into the charts here. And of course, of course we have Ethena, and we have to ask ourselves always first is like, why is it pumping? So this is where things get, unfortunately, guys, very complicated in Ethena's case. So I know there's like stuff about like ENA staking and a whole bunch of other things like that. But from my perspective, I think the reason why Ethena is about to, the reason why Ethena is pumping and is why, in my opinion, is likely to continue pumping is basically because Ethena is this stablecoin, which put very simply, and I know it's very complicated, guys, but put very simply, Ethena stablecoin is kind of backed by a combination of a cryptocurrency and a short position on a crypto exchange. I know that's very hard to kind of like wrap your head around, but the point is that basically the more that people, I'll put it very simply, guys, the more that people go long, the more fees that Ethena's stablecoin generates. And here, what I have open here is basically these the fees essentially, or the interest rate or fees, whatever you want to call it, the APY being paid, the yield being paid on Ethena's stablecoin from these short positions. And you can see back in March when the crypto market was really going off, like I'm sure you guys remember that, when the crypto market was going crazy, basically there was like interest rates that were like, 50%, 60%, and this was being paid to USDE holders, like to holders of Ethena's stablecoin. And now that Bitcoin is kind of approaching all-time highs again, it's possible that we're going to see the same spike in longs and the same spike in fees. And if that does happen, then you're basically going to see a huge demand for Ethena's USDE stablecoin. The protocol itself is going to generate a lot of revenue. And although the ENA token doesn't currently capture any of that revenue, if there is a change in administration, a change in regulation, whatever you want to call it, then it's possible that Ethena could enable the protocol to capture a portion of those fees. And we could end up in a situation where the ENA token actually does extremely well. To be honest, guys, this is my base case. Later today on the main channel on the Coin Bureau, we're doing a very deep dive into Ethena. It's super complicated, as you can imagine. But basically, guys, the key takeaway is that this is a crypto that's going to do very well, basically, when the crypto market is going up, even arguably when it's going down. For different reasons. Again, not going to get into it, but obviously if the crypto market goes down too much, then ENA could kind of end up in I don't want to say in a Terra type situation. That would kind of be unfair because it's like technically not the same thing. But basically, so long as the crypto market is going up and we're seeing these all-time highs of people going long, the Ethena's USDE stablecoin is going to do well, and by extension, the ENA token will do well. That's the simplest way I can put it. I hope that all made sense. Anyways, guys, now turning to the charts, you can see that Ethena, in my opinion, is looking extremely bullish here. You can see this very obvious kind of like, I don't know, some people call it, I don't know if it's like a Batman pattern versus Batman pattern, whatever you want to call it. It's just that you can very clearly see, like even just visually, like you just like, step back and you just look at this and you can say, wow, this really looks like it's bottoming and it's about to recover in a big way. Basically see the same melt up move that it saw kind of like in this meltdown during June. We can see the same melt up now over November. That's what at least that's what it's looking like. But again, guys, we have to take things one step at a time. And in this case, we can see the starting point here, arguably around 25 cents. The resistance around 45 cents. And of course, the difference there with our handy target math is 20 cents. That gives us a target of around 65 cents. And we can zoom out a bit as always to make sure, you can see that 65 cents is actually a pretty critical zone. Historically, maybe it'll go up to like 67 cents or something, or even maybe like 68. But you can see that getting up to that 65-cent target, that's where ENA is likely to see quite a bit of resistance. And of course, you do keep in mind, guys, that ENA has to get above this 45-cent level before it keeps heading higher, and it could get rejected there and crash down to the support level. But with that being said, guys, the upside from that 45-cent level is looking at like at around 44%. Downside of around 20%, so the risk-reward ratio isn't too good. But on an upside, and especially when, in my opinion, I think the risks in the crypto market are skewed to the upside, like there's a higher risk of cryptos going up than going down, you're dealing with a pretty good not risk-reward, but you're dealing with a pretty good reward here on in my opinion, what is kind of like a a pretty solid crypto project, all things considered. And, of course, it's not perfect, and you guys will see that later today in the review on the main channel. So do keep your eyes peeled for that. Of course, guys, if you do want to take advantage, of course, we were here using Bybit. If you want to take advantage of some Bybit deals, check out the link in the description. We have up to $60,000 in rewards, and we have a whole bunch of other deals on other exchanges like Blowfin, OKX, KuCoin, Binance, and even like on crypto wallets and stuff. If you prefer to self-custody your crypto, which you should always be doing, by the way. But with that being said, guys, yeah, if you're trading frequently, or even just even if you're not trading in size, you definitely want to take advantage of these deals because it'll help you out. Like, these trading fee discounts will really help you out. I know from experience, you lose $5 here, $10 there. Next thing you know, you've lost $50, $100. The best way to kind of save on those fees and maximize your profits is to take advantage of those deals. Doesn't cost you a thing. The exchange gets a new user. We get a little bit of cut of those fees, and you get a fee discount. It's a win-win-win, especially during bull markets, let's say. So with that being said, guys, let's move on now to, of course, Goatseus Maximus. And here we have the handy Twitter/X account. And from what I can tell, the reason why Goatseus Maximus has been pumping is because, of course, it's seen a lot of exchange listings in the last week or so. And there's no specific catalyst, let's say, over the last 24 hours, although I do think that, this whole thing around like AI agents and AI meme coins and stuff, that seems to be, that blending of AI and meme coins. Like, whoever came up with that idea, I guess it was a very clever move on the side of Andreessen Horowitz, on the VC firm that launched this like AI bot that like kind of pumped this meme coin. That merging of meme coins and AI, I think, is kind of like giving meme coins another extra breath of fresh air, let's say, like a new thing. And yeah, guys. So I do think that's there's a little bit of hype still there, but again, there's no clear catalyst. Even when I'm looking at the trading volume, there wasn't anything that like really that stuck out to me. I do think it's just like listing on exchanges. And then just traders just trading this thing. And as you guys might remember, I had drawn a bull flag last time saying that the old target was 80 cents. That target was hit. Of course, it went up a little bit higher, all the way up to 90 cents, and then it saw some consolidation. And I do think, guys, that we're basically seeing another kind of bull flag play out here. And again, with the bull flag math, it's a little bit different. We're basically measuring like the length of the move depends on the length of the flagpole. So we have the flagpole bottom and the flagpole top. Of course, the difference there, or rather the length of the flagpole is 25 cents. So we add that to the flagpole top, which is around 70 cents, which is also resistance. Do keep that in mind, guys. Like, it has to get above that 70 cent level. And if it does, then it's probably going to go up to 95 cents. And in terms of risk reward, we're looking at around a 1-to-1, especially because of support. If there's a rejection from that level, goat will probably fall down to 45 cents. And so it's kind of like, it's basically like a coin toss. 35% to the upside, or 35% to the downside. Again, the risk reward there's not looking too good. And I do think logically, hitting that 95 cent target, it would make sense, because it's like trying to like retry to hit that $1 target, then getting rejected, and then probably consolidating again before moving higher, maybe like later in the year or later in November sometime. But yeah, I do think, again, like on a risk reward basis, not looking too good, but I do think GOAT has room for one more kind of like little squeeze to the upside. And it's going to be interesting, guys, what's going to happen with meme coins after the election, depending on the outcome. This ties very nicely into Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10INU, where, there's been a lot of posting about how there's going to be a meme coin super cycle, and meme coins are going to keep going up and blah, 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 and all this type of stuff. To be honest, guys, I don't really think that's the case. I think that as soon as there's some, it's easy to forget, guys, that most of the people dealing in the crypto market right now are crypto whales and kind of like experienced crypto retail investors. Like, if you're watching this video, chances are it's because you're familiar with crypto, right? And this is the case with all the people who are trading these meme coins. It's like, who do you think knows how to use Uniswap, right? It's people who are pretty experienced. It's not going to be like, your neighbor or whatever, your barber or whatever example, people like to use in terms of like a retail investor who's not really that into crypto. Those people don't know how to use DEXs, and they're not going to be aping into these meme coins. I'm sorry, guys. They're going to be, focused on, there's a difference between memes and narratives. This is something I've been underscoring in the Coin Bureau Club, which we'll get to in a second. But there's a very big difference between memes and narratives. Memes are obviously like, very, very funny, very strong, whatever. But there's a difference between like something like Pepe and then like a decentralized YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, one of them you can sell maybe to like a small niche, like audience, like internet native people, whatever. But that other one, like decentralized YouTube, that's going to appeal to everyone, whether it's individuals, institutions, like retail investors, like your mom and dad who don't even know, but they're like, oh, like this crypto's pumping, it's a decentralized YouTube. I know YouTube, right? But do you know Pepe? It's easy to forget, guys, that not many people do, outside of, a few crazy journalists and people who use the internet, in terms of these forums and whatever. Anyways, guys, so yeah, in this case, there's not really any clear catalyst. I guess you could say the closest thing is that because Bitcoin is pumping, then Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10INU is pumping also, because the ticker is Bitcoin. Very clever, whoever came up with that meme coin. And the other thing too, guys, is to keep in mind that Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10INU is on Ethereum, and I do think that we're going to see some serious rotation into Ethereum, especially over the next couple of weeks, especially if there's another rate cut from the Federal Reserve. Again, like, don't want to get too much into the macro there, but interesting thing, guys, is that Ethereum strength and altcoins in general is typically, it's inversely correlated to interest rates. So if interest rates go down, then altcoins go up, especially Ethereum. And if you think about it, guys, it kind of makes sense because Ethereum, basically like the main reason why investors like Ethereum is because they can stake it and earn a yield. And if Ethereum staking yield is like 3%, then there needs to be kind of like a lower yield on competing products. Like there needs to be lower yield on other stuff for people to think like, okay, now I'm willing to, buy Ethereum and stake it. And of course that can't be done through the ETFs, which is why the ETFs have been underperforming. Anyway, sorry for the tangent there, guys. But point being is I think this Harry Potter Obama-Sonic10INU, say that 10 times fast. I do think that it's headed a little bit higher here. Again, the risk reward doesn't look too good, like just like a 2-to-1. But again, doing our handy target math, guys, we have a starting point of around 22 cents, arguably resistance of around 34 cents. And the difference there would be, around 12 cents. So that would give us a target around 46 cents, which when you zoom out, it kind of makes sense, kind of like following this kind of like parabolic move, which, it looks like it's going to probably peak out sometime around the election. So, maybe, I don't know if that's foreshadowing some kind of election outcome or what have you. The markets work in mysterious ways, I guess you could say. But with that being said, guys, you could make the case that we're seeing kind of like a bull flag and that Harry Potter Obama-Sonic10INU is going to go even higher than 46 cents. But I think, again, just take things one step at a time. Those, especially when we're dealing with meme coins, like we don't want to be super, crazy, like optimistic and thinking like it's gonna, that the best possible scenario is gonna play out. I would personally, again, like I'm always doing, be super conservative into my measurements, starting points, patterns, all this stuff, and that's a way to kind of like minimize your chances of getting wrecked. And of course, it's gonna happen from time to time. Especially if you're trading frequently. But yeah, guys, if and again, you have to keep in mind always that we have to get above these resistance levels for these cryptos to actually try and like charge for those targets. So in this case, of course, Harry Potter Obama-Sonic10INU still needs to get to 34 cents before it keeps powering higher. It could get rejected from that level, or even like potentially even like chop around here. The support range of around 27 cents. So do keep that in mind. It's not like it's going to go straight up. It has to get through that resistance level first, like all the other cryptos that we've covered today. And that being said, guys, if you want something a little bit more, let's say a little bit higher quality, some deep dives into quality small cap altcoins and mid cap altcoins that could do really well this cycle, this is exactly what we do with the Coin Bureau Club. I think we've covered close to 100 altcoins by now. I think around 80. 70 or 80 or something like that. And these are all altcoins that are voted on by our members. It keeps us super objective and it allows you guys to kind of like, vote for what you want to see covered. And especially when you're seeing some small cap pumping and you're wondering, is it legit? Sometimes we add it to the poll and people vote for it. And then we find out, oh yes, it's super legit, or no, it's not legit. And this is the type of stuff that we find at the Coin Bureau Club. And besides all these altcoin reviews, we showcase our personal crypto portfolios as well as our watch list, like the cryptos that we're watching. I'm doing a daily Bitcoin and Ethereum technical analysis in the members Discord, and I'm happy to say that my calls recently have been really spot on there. But of course, it's not that hard. When the markets again, like I said before, guys, like when the markets are going up, it's easy to look like a genius and say, yeah, it's going to go up, and then you're getting it right every time because it's the trend is just like moving in that direction. But yeah, guys, mad respect. I must give a shout out to Aaron and to Martino, the two other guys who've been on this channel. They've been crushing it with their Bitcoin reviews. And of course, as you guys can tell, like my reviews aren't doing too hot, but it's completely understandable, guys, because altcoins are still not really in the spotlight. Which again, like I guess underscores the value of the Coin Bureau Club, because you're really getting in early into these like small caps that literally no one even knows exist. And these are all cryptos that in my opinion are going to do extremely well. I hold quite a few of those. I'm not going to reveal the wish. If you want to find out, you can become a member. But yeah, guys, I do think that at some point, we're going to see altcoins kind of come back on the radar. And once you see my videos outperforming, like the Bitcoin analysis being done by the other guys on this channel, then maybe it's a sign that we have to start thinking about taking profits. But of course, we're nowhere close to that, guys. And that's good news. That means we're all early. If you did enjoy the video, then be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ping that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one.